Hey guys, Bill Blars from Tap Rack Tactical. I'm going to talk today about strong hand only and weak hand only shooting and why you want to be tracking that performance and putting a metric in place to gauge your performance there. And a lot of times when you're doing the force on force type training with marking cartridges, you end up getting hit in the hands quite often. And so there is a pretty good possibility that you'll end up being in that condition. So you better be ready to perform strong hand, weak hand only. So over the years, one of the things that frustrated me as a law enforcement trainer and training guys from different police departments is I'd go talk to them, and typically their qualification course, their training, we have something that was strong hand only or weak hand only. But as you looked at it, the accuracy standard was very liberal when they got down to that condition, and typically they added a ton of time to compensate for the fact they were shooting one-handed. And if you put it into context, when is that's probably the worst day of your life at this point. So my check measure would be something simple. I'm going to run a bill drill at 7 yards, 8-inch circle, right? So there's my parameters. It could be anything you want. You can change it up if you want to. I'm going to come out freestyle and fire that 6-round bill drill. My first shot from the draw, I don't care about. I'm not worried about that right now. I just want the split times between shot to shot for the remaining 5. So for simple math, let's say that ends up being a 0.25 split on average freestyle. So for my strong hand only and for my weak hand only, I get to have up to double that time, so 0.50 to run the exact same drill. So I'm gonna back that up and I'm gonna run it several times. It's not like one time only type of deal. So I come out strong hand only, again, first shot from the draw, I don't care. And then I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fire those shots. I'm gonna record those split times. I'm going to do this several times till I get enough information, enough data to determine where my average is. Once I get that, we'll say for the sake of this discussion, it's 15 total splits. I add them up, divide by 15. That tells me my average. It should be less than 0.50 if my split time freestyle is 0.25. Same thing's going to happen on the weak hand. So I'm going to draw the pistol, switch it to my weak hand, run that same drill, and record the splits. I'm going to end up with 15, okay, as an example. Add them up, divide by 15, that gives me the average weak hand only. And what you may find is that your freestyle is a 0.25, potentially your strong hand is a 0.40, and your weak hand, due to a lack of emphasis, is somewhere around 0.60, 0.65. So it's just exposing a weakness in your training regimen where potentially you need to spend some more time weak hand only to get it under that 0.50. Now, this is a sliding scale. So as I get improvement or get better freestyle, and now I'm running 0.20 splits, my strong hand and weak hand splits are going to slide with it, and now I'm at 0.40 for both of those. So as you're looking at that metric, man, and it's just a gauge, right? It's just a measuring tool. What you may find is that it's just a lack of practice, right? You haven't been hitting it very often. I see guys will work the strong hand only a little bit, but neglect the weak hand. It could be a lack of practice, but it could also be a lack of technique, right? And if the gun's starting to get away from you, particularly on the weak hand, tightening up that grip and how you're running the tool will obviously help you create smaller split times as well, which is vastly important. So, think about all the stuff that you're trying to accomplish. If you're, if all you're doing is competition shooting, the likelihood of getting down to a weak hand only drill is pretty slim. Then probably don't want to spend a lot of time practicing that. But if you're thinking about being a defensive shooter and using the pistol to save your life, the amount of times I've been hitting the arms and hands with marking cartridges is pretty significant. So if I think about that, I want to be good to go, strong hand, weak hand only, in case that happens during my actual lethal force engagement.